Hi, I'm Alicia, a licensed esthetician in Southern California, and let's talk beauty school. What are some things that I wish I would have known going into beauty school? I had a very different relationship going into beauty school than most people would, I would say. I worked at a beauty school many years ago. I also have several friends in the beauty business already, and I had heard their horror stories from beauty school. I knew kind of what to expect. I was very lucky. I loved my beauty school. I had a great time there, but I will say, have low expectations into going into beauty school. It's kind of the general consensus that you just learn what you need to know to pass state board at beauty school. The real learning comes as you're in training at your new jobs or paying for classes. You kind of really have to teach yourself. And I know that's not fair, and I know not all beauty schools are like that. I'm sure that there are some really great programs, but for the most part, you're just paying to do your 600 hours, learn sanitation and basics. You learn a basic spa facial, you learn waxing, and you learn proper safety and sanitation. You're not gonna know what you're doing at first. You kind of just get thrown in, you enroll. Most beauty schools are always enrolling, and so they have like once a month or twice a month start dates. So you'll have your orientation, and then you'll get thrown into a class that, everyone's at different levels, everyone's kind of learning the same thing but differently. It's really important to know that going in, because you'll be very confused if not, especially with my school and my state boards. I'm in California. The first 150 hours is just learning your safety and sanitation handbook. You're reading the first several chapters, go to your state boards, and then you're licensed, and then that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. So it's kind of like learn at your own pace, but you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to your reading plans, like any syllabus that the school may give you and stuff, to kind of keep a timeline for your 600 hours. Because I saw people that were at like 500 hours and still had tests they had to pass and everything within the class. And so you kind of want to guide yourself. Yes, there's instructors there. Yes, there is an office there that should be kind of keeping you on track. But for the most part, you are on your own. You're the adult here. This is your education. You want to make sure that you're doing yourself justice. What was my beauty school experience like? I really lucked out. My beauty school experience was a little crazy. We had several teachers in the time that I went through my whole 600 hours. I also changed from part-time to full-time, a little bit ways through my course. So my timeline changed. I started beauty school January of 2023, and my graduation date was September 29th, 2023. I made it through in 9 months. Yeah, almost exactly 9 months, 600 hours. And at the time, they were still offering a hybrid course because of COVID and everything. So I was able to do 300 hours on Zoom and 300 hours hands-on, which me as a working mom worked great with my schedule. I did go to night class to start, and that's when things were a little crazy. There was a day class at my school, and then there was a night class. The night class, we had several teachers. I started with one teacher, a new teacher got hired. That didn't work out. That only lasted a couple weeks. Then another teacher came in. She was amazing, loved her. And then, another teacher came in who was a previous student. She was great, loved her. Things were rocking and rolling for a bit. All in all, I think I had 5 instructors. I learned something different from all of them, so that was really cool. But it was a little chaotic. We kind of got thrown around a bit. I don't necessarily blame the school. It's not their fault. It's hard. Teaching in beauty school is not for the faint of heart. I don't know if I could do it, because there's a lot of different attitudes and just different people that you're dealing with, and some people really are devoted and some people are just doing it for funsies and stuff. So it's there's a whole different mix of people. That's also something to take in mind when you are in beauty school. You're there, you're paying probably $10,000 ish to be there. Make sure you're focusing on your school, because there are people there who aren't, and they will kind of drag you down if you let them. I did go through 5 different teachers. However, when I finally switched to the daytime teacher, and I also knew the daytime teacher because I was making up hours and whatnot, she was amazing. Ms. D was the reason I feel like I'm successful as a spa owner. She took the time with me to really show me like the face of business and like what it takes and how to do this and help me make my menu and stuff. So she really like made beauty school for me. And I had amazing students that I went with. Like I have several girls that I'm still really close friends with. I still have a really great connection with the school. I go and I introduce myself to all the new students and everything. I invite them to come and see my spa and come and see me for a wax. So it ended up being really great. But I wish I would have known that it was kind of going to be up to me at first. Like I wish I would have known that, it's not your typical school experience. You're going to be self-guided. You're going to be on your own at first. If you have questions, you need to speak up because it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. I say go into beauty school with an open mind and take in all that you can. Really try to make the effort to learn things outside of what the class is doing. Ask questions, ask your teachers questions. If they have guest speakers, raise your hand. Don't be afraid because that's going to be all knowledge that you need that you're not going to get otherwise. If you just stay quiet, you're really not going to learn that much. What do we do in beauty school? So basically for an esthetician in California, I can't speak to any other states or anything, but I know in California, it is a 600-hour course. It's broken down into safety and sanitation and regulations. And then you learn the different skincare, muscles, facial muscles. About waxing, we learned facials. We learned different modalities to facials. I will say a lot of it is very old school. Half the stuff I learned I don't even use. Really the only modality I use in like my facials is microdermabrasion. I do like crystal microdermabrasion, but that's very expensive, so I don't do that. Dermaplaning was an extra course that we had to pay for that wasn't included in basic skincare, but I use dermaplaning. Oh, what is it called? Like the galvanized, I don't even remember what it's called. Like never even touched one, never even used one. Don't know why it's still taught in school. But there are certain things that are kind of just like old school that I don't, But anyways, so you learn basic facials, you learn about skin, you learn about diseases of the skin. That's a big thing. Waxing, how to properly wax. We briefly went over sugaring and threading and like the history of all of that stuff, but we don't really dive too deep in it. Beauty school really is learning safety and sanitation. Like that is the number one thing. I was very fortunate. I came from a background in restaurant and hospitality, so I already had a pretty good grasp on safety and sanitation in general. So it really crossed over great for being an esthetician. I really feel like it was kind of a lot of the same common sense things. You're washing your hands, you're sanitizing, you're disinfecting, proper sanitation and all of that. That's going to be like the number one thing when you go to state board is not cross-contaminating, not making sure you're working on someone who has a breakout of something you're not supposed to, knowing what's within our scope of practice. In Southern California, our scope of practice is just the outer layer of the skin. So that was really learning what we can and cannot do. How much did it cost? My school, I don't remember the exact amounts, but it was around $10,000. That included my education, that included my kit, my books, all that fun stuff. Was it worth it? Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it's hard. I did take student loans to pay for school. My school did offer FAFSA. I got some financial aid, but I did take out about $6,000 in student loans. Know that going into it, if you don't have the cash to pay for it, you will be taking student loans, you will be making monthly payment plans, and you are responsible for that money to be paid back, whether you work in the beauty industry or not. I do know several people who I was in school with who graduated who have not either passed their state boards or they're not doing anything with their esthetician license. So really think long and hard if this is something that you actually want to do, because taking on debt and having to pay that debt to not use it, that's just crazy. What I really liked about beauty school was that I made a lot of connections. I really got to learn, because my experience was so different with all my different teachers, I really did get to meet a lot of different sides of the beauty business. My original teacher was a cosmetologist who just loved skincare. My second teacher, he was a makeup artist. He was an esthetician, but he was primarily like a professional makeup artist. So that was really cool. And then our third teacher, she was an old school, had been doing facials for like 30 years, was an esthetician. So she came from, a very like high-end luxury skincare background. So we learned some really great stuff from her. Then our other teacher, she was young and kind of knew all the new stuff, all the new fads and everything going on with skincare. That was great. My last night teacher, she owned her own spa and really kind of got into the back end of what it's like to own a business. And then Ms. D, my day teacher, she came from a family of estheticians and cosmetologists. So she grew up in the business and she like lived skincare. And She ran a successful spa before becoming a teacher, and I learned so much valuable insight from her and from all of my teachers. I learned something different from all of them. So I really made sure to pick their brains and ask them questions. And I really genuinely feel like that helped my business get off the ground pretty great. Do I think it was worth it? For me, I wholly think my education was worth it. I am graduating. I'm so excited. I am going down to do my exit interview at school. I have since gone on and done a lot more education. My Brazilian waxing, my dermaplaning, my eyelash lifts and laminations. I also do spray tanning. That was all additional that my school did not pay for, that I had to pay for out of pocket, that I really feel is the girth of my business. But without having that foundation from beauty school, I wouldn't be able to do all of these other fun things. For me, I feel like that money that I spent at beauty school was definitely worth it. I'm licensed. I don't have to worry about doing things, kind of under the radar, but I learned, I had a really great school experience. I learned a lot, but I also made sure that I did that. I went to school when I was a little older, so I think it was a little different, that I already knew what I wanted to do. I was determined that if I'm going to spend this money, I'm going to make the most of it, and I really got my money's worth. My advice to you, if you're thinking about going to school, shop around. Don't sign up for the first beauty school you go to. If you're in an area that has a couple beauty schools, most major areas have like a Milan Institute and then like a private beauty school. Make sure that they are board certified. There's like 2 or 3 different boards for beauty business. So make sure that they are board certified, but check them out, see what's going to be in your price range, see who offers financial aid. Go see if you can not just tour during, class hours, but go see if you can sit in for a day on one of the classes, see how you vibe with the teachers and stuff, because that's going to be a big thing. If you don't like the teacher, you're not going to get a good education. It's about finding, a situation that works best for you. Are they really busy? Do they have a lot of clients coming in that you can practice on? That's huge. So don't just, jump for the first beauty school that you see. Really look around and see what's going to be a best fit for you. Also, have realistic expectations. Read the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews. If you can, find other people who've graduated from those schools and talk to them. Be like, what was your experience? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was, worth it? Because every beauty school is going to be different. And the bottom line is, though, your education is going to be what you make out of it. If you're volunteering and asking questions and participating, you're going to have a better experience in school than someone who's just sitting there reading the book and going through the motions. Like I said, I had a great beauty school experience, but I also feel I went into beauty school kind of knowing that you have to put your own work into it. Beauty schools are great, but a lot of trade schools kind of get the reputation for just getting you in and out. And I definitely see how you can get that vibe from beauty schools. So again, make sure that you're doing this for you because it's something you want to do and that you're going to participate, you're going to volunteer, you're going to ask questions because you're going to get out of it what you put into it. I hope this answered some of your questions about beauty school. If you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them down below and I will be answering them as much as I can. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time.